Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time for my monthly Q&A video. So I've printed out the questions here. Thanks so much for all of the great questions. I really do appreciate it. The first question is from Robert. Are there any movies you can think of you may be embarrassed to say you haven't seen? I will say in general, as a movie fan, as a film lover, I'm never really embarrassed about not having seen a movie because there's so much to watch, so much to see that I haven't seen, that I haven't explored. So I always think of it as an opportunity for me to see something new. But I will say that I've been really trying to get into French cinema lately, and so I can't say that I'm particularly connected to a film like Breathless, as an example, by Jean-Luc Godard. I know this is a classic. I know I should really be, interested in watching these movies. I think that's usually what I feel is I feel like I should like this, or I should really enjoy this because I know it's a masterpiece, and I will acknowledge it's a masterpiece as well. And this happens to be Spy number 408 in a beautiful digipack from the Criterion collection. And, a film like The 400 Blows, as an example, from Truffaut, I've tried to watch that a number of different times and I can't seem to get into it for whatever reason. So I think sometimes I feel a little bit of frustration if I can't get into a particular film or a genre. And then I realize to myself that maybe I'm just not ready for it yet. Maybe I'm just not into that at this particular point. There are lots of filmmakers that I've gotten into later in life that I really didn't appreciate earlier on. So I think as a film fan, let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with this, but I feel like I kind of go through cycles and really can be into, let's say, superhero films for a certain period of time, and then I'm just, for whatever reason, not interested in those. So I'm really trying to get into French cinema, so if you have any suggestions, leave me a comment below. Maybe a good place to start. That would be great. Any title, any release that you really like, let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to explore that. But I have to say, I get more frustrated with myself about those types of things rather than embarrassed that I haven't seen something. But that is a great question, something that I think about a lot as well, because there's so much to watch and so much to learn and see, and I just, for whatever reason, may not be into a film or may not have even had a chance to get to it. So thanks so much, Robert, for that question. The next question is from Real Cinema. Do you like Ridley Scott as a director? If so, what are some of your favorite films of his? Now, I love Ridley Scott. I think he's brilliant. And there's so many films I could pick from here, but I'm going to pick a couple that I like. One, of course, I really can't ignore this one, and that would be Alien, the original Alien from 1979. I love that. I love this Blu-ray box set that I picked up a long time ago. And this has all 4 Alien films. I know there's other films as well, but this has 4 of the Alien films in there. But Ridley Scott's first Alien film I remember seeing in the theater when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. So that's maybe the first exposure that I had to Ridley Scott. And then the next couple, this is another one that I really like a lot, and that would be Russell Crowe in Gladiator. This is the 4K. And this has my preferred mixture of formats here, 4K Blu-ray digital if possible. That's what I try to pick up if it's affordable. And there's the back of that one too. So I really like this movie. And then lastly, and again, I could pick so many films. I have a digital copy of The Martian, but I also have this I think is a Best Buy exclusive that I haven't opened yet, from a couple of years ago for sure. And there's the back of that one. But I had a digital copy of The Martian, but I wanted to pick this up. I was in a Best Buy, so I picked it up, and I just have not opened it because I've seen The Martian a couple times, and I have the digital copy. So those would be the 3 top films I would say that I like from Ridley Scott, although there's so many. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite, and I will certainly explore that if I haven't seen it. The next question comes from William. What movies would you like Criterion to release on 4K? I thought about this question a lot, and it's a great question. I did another video about Criterion on 4K in general, and I guess I'm not that interested in 4K. I know I just showed a 4K there too, but if the 4K is affordable, I will pick it up. If it has a Blu-ray and a digital copy with it, I will also pick that up. But in terms of actual quality, I guess I haven't really gotten into 4K as much as maybe others have. Blu-ray is perfectly fine for me. I would rather have a good price point than pay extra for the 4K. So I can't think of any right off the top of my head that I can say that I'm really looking forward to. I am looking forward to some of the new releases from Criterion, and one of them is Flight of the Phoenix with Jimmy Stewart and many others. Flight of the Phoenix interests me. Would it look good in 4K? Yes, I'm sure it would look great in 4K. But I'm okay with the Blu-ray as well. Again, I'd rather pay a little bit less and increase my collection, have more films essentially, than pay extra for the 4K. So that's a great question, but I can't really say there's anything I'm looking forward to in particular for Criterion to release on 4K, because Blu-ray is completely fine for me. Great question, though. Absolutely great question. The next question comes from Andrew, and the question is, other than Abbas Kiarostami, are there any other Iranian films you enjoy? I must admit, I'm most familiar with Abbas Kiarostami. I'm sure there's lots of other Iranian films, but I really don't have any off the top of my head that I can think of. So if you have any recommendations, please leave me a recommendation in the comments section below. But I do love I've talked about this so many times, but I love Kiarostami, one of my favorite all-time directors, not just Iranian director, but and of course the Coker trilogy, one of my absolute favorites. I've done a series of videos on this particular trilogy, but certainly Taste of Cherry, Close Up, a lot of other films of his that I really enjoy. But to me, the Coker trilogy is a masterpiece. If you haven't picked it up already, this is a great set to get. And I'm such a big fan of Kiarostami. But again, let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite Iranian film, and I'd be happy to check those out. I love recommendations. Great question. And finally, from Dan, what is your favorite classic sci-fi film? Now, I love sci-fi as a genre for sure. I've already talked a little bit about Alien right here, so this would be a favorite for sure. The Alien films, Alien 1 and 2 in particular, but Alien, certainly the first one, I really like, and that is a favorite. And a few others here that I've picked up. I also am a big fan. I've done a series of live streams on this with my good friend Rob over at the Movie Vault, but I'm a big fan of the Star Trek franchise, also Star Wars, but I picked up the Star Trek set here. I just love this, and I remember seeing the first Star Trek film when I was younger. But this is a 10 movie collection. And of course, I just love the franchise. I love Picard as an example of something new that's out that I really enjoy, that's part of the world of Star Trek. So Star Trek is a big area for me for sure. Also, a couple of other ones. Here's maybe a lesser known one, Silent Running with Bruce Dern. I really like a lot. This is an Arrow video. This is a really good one of my favorites. I've talked about this one before too on the channel. This is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the remake. I love this film. I really like this one. This is a Scream Factory Collector's Edition of the movie, and I really enjoy this one. I like the original as well. The original, I think, is amazing also. And finally, I just recently watched this too, and I really enjoyed it, and that was it was just a rewatch of 2001: A Space Odyssey from Kubrick. Really loved this film, one of my favorites, and it really sort of held up. I hadn't seen it in many years, and ended up watching it, and I ended up watching it a couple times in a row. This is the kind of thing too where I wanted to watch it again, and just really enjoyed the rewatching of this particular movie. And if I haven't recommended this before, I also like the sequel to it, which I don't know if you have seen this or like it, but I also like 2010. It has Roy Scheider in it, among others, and I think it's also a sequel that really holds up, 2010. So those are just a few of my favorite sci-fi classics. I guess you could call them classics. But let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite one. There's so many I could pick from, obviously. This could be a huge list, but I just picked a few of them off the top of my head. But again, let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite, and I will certainly check it out. Thanks so much for watching today. If you have a question for the next video, please leave it in the comments section below, and I will make sure to add that to the list. Thanks for watching today. If you like this video, click on like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. That would be awesome. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.